Hello everyone, my name is Tony and I'm with Intake Support, and this is going to be a quick introduction video on how to use the JNIOR in a first-time setup. The steps we're going to cover in this video are connecting power, connecting it to the network, and then lastly we're going to download the JNIOR support tool so we can configure the JNIOR along with accessing the JNIOR webpage. Right in front of us here is a JNIOR. It is a 410 model, and the model represents the amount of inputs and outputs it has. As you can see, for a 410 it has 8 inputs and 8 outputs. Let's look at the power terminal at the top. It's a 4-block terminal and it has 4 pins in it. The middle 2 pins are the ones you're going to want to wire to supply the JNIOR power. The JNIOR requires 12 to 24 volts AC or DC, and the pins on the front, if you can see here, pins 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are internally connected. You might be wondering why we have 4 pins, and the reason why is because the outer ones can actually be wired to the inputs or the outputs to supply them power because they're dry contact. We sell power supplies for the US, the UK, and European outlets. So with that, I'm just going to slot this in. Big blue LED at the top, that means that the JNIOR is now getting power. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to want to connect this to a network. I have an Ethernet cable here that is connected to a switch that's going to give the JNIOR connection to the network. We're just going to plug it in right here. At the bottom there is an Ethernet port. You watch the lights. That means that the JNIOR is now connected to the network. Steps 1 and 2, very quick, very easy to do. The JNIOR now has power and it's being supplied a connection to the network. What we're now going to do is we're going to switch over to downloading the JNIOR support tool. To start, I'm just going to open a web page. I am going to go to our website, jnior.com. We're going to go to the download section and we're going to go to all downloads. We're going to want to download the JNIOR support tool right here. We're going to run that installer. We're going to hit run and it's going to run a installation wizard. We're going to hit next. It's going to show you where it's going to install the JNIOR support tool on your PC. Unless you have a specific place you want to download it, you can just leave this as is. Hit next and then it's just asked for the confirmation. We're going to confirm. It's going to ask for permission one more time, but before it does that, I'm just going to real quick just go over why we're downloading the JNIOR support tool. It is recommended for definitely first-time setups because it makes configuring the JNIOR so much easier. You can change the IP address, you can change the host name, you can easily open a web page through the support tool. You can take backups of JNIOR so you can load them with previous configurations in case you change something and you want to revert. And a bunch of other stuff. It's very useful and that's why we're downloading it. As you can see, the JNIOR support tool is downloaded. I'm going to run it. Here we are. JNIOR support tool is open. The first thing we're looking at here is it always opens on the beacon tab. The beacon tab displays all the JNIORs on the network. So as you can see, this JNIOR has 10.0.0.86. If I right click it, it brings up a menu of ways you can interact with it, but we're going to go to configure. And I'm going to go over to IP configuration because a lot of people, when they are configuring their JNIOR, they want to change the IP. A lot of people maybe have IP schemas that they want the JNIOR to match with. So as you can see here, there's 2 options for IP configuration. There's DHCP and then a static IP that you can set it to. DHCP allows JNIORs to interact with a server on the network that supplies it a list IP that is valid on that network. So it automatically does that. It's set as that when JNIORs are shipped out. So unless you change the setting, it will have DHCP enabled. As you can see here though, it's set to a static IP. We have 10.0.0.86 set. You can alternate between the two just by clicking these radio buttons, but we're going to leave it as is for now. What we're going to do is I'm going to right click the JNIOR. I'm going to go to tools and we're actually going to open its web page. The login for the JNIOR is JNIOR. When that loads, it's going to bring up the JNIOR web page, and the JNIOR web page is also very useful. It lets you interact with the JNIOR in cool ways. I mean, just for example, one of the things you can do is it opens on the I/O tab, and that lets you just toggle the inputs and outputs. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to toggle output 1, and then when I switch over, you can see that it's on. I'll toggle it off, and it turns off. So pretty cool. Other things you can do is there's a JNIOR registry. These are settings that you can interact with that configure the JNIOR or applications running on it. So registry, very useful to interact with. There's also a console tab. This creates a command line connection with the Junior, and you can run commands on it such as PS, which shows you what applications might be running on the Junior. Since this is a fresh Junior, there's not really any applications running on it except for very base systems. With that, that was a quick introduction to the Junior. I hope it was helpful, and if you have any questions or you need additional assistance, just let us know and we'll help you out.